And so there's a huge need and desire within Vancouver and within our communities to learn about the people from this territory. And there isn't really a resource to be able to do that. And so there's an opportunity to tell that story to the broader public and then eventually bring it to schools, elementary schools, high schools, universities, the public at different events, and really introduce them through the lens of something that is real and happening and is a struggle, but it is also a story of triumph and comeback and return. And so I'm really excited, and we want to do this whole film in the Squamish language for the first time, have a whole documentary done in the language, and have all the interviewees, because we can do it now. Over the last number of years, we've increased or tripled and quadrupled the number of speakers, and so we can actually do a film now, which is part of the story, is that this thing is coming back. And we can make a film like this that's really exciting, that revolves around the language as well. There is a movement happening right now where in the last 3 years we've increased the number of language speakers from a dozen to almost 50, and if we keep going on this path, we're going to have 100 to 150 within the next 10 years. And so 15, 20, 30, 50 years from now, to be able to capture the energy and the spirit and the ideas that are being held right now by our people is really important, not just for our community, but a lot of communities, a lot of Indigenous communities who are grappling with how do we revitalize our language, a lot of communities who are trying to understand how do I connect with Indigenous communities who are trying to achieve these dreams that seem impossible. And I think that there is a moment that needs to be captured right now, and it's really exciting, but it's also not being told, and it's never been told around the history of the Squamish language. Part of what I would really like to see is the opportunity to do this film in the Squamish language, and then explore later on what it would mean to try and connect with other language communities, and connect with other speakers of languages, especially elders from different language backgrounds who might not speak English or English as their first language. So we can really bring the story to where people are at and tell the stories there, and then connect back to our community. And so kind of building those bridges and inviting people in through this kind of introduction to our people and our community.